Today we're going to be doing something very exciting. So we're going to be drawing features of the face. So last lesson we were drawing the facial structure and how to draw the face in proportion. Obviously the face that I did was very generic. I just did it from my brain. So to make it more of a realistic face, obviously the face features are really important. So people have different eye shapes and different nose shapes and etc. But to obviously do that, you need to know the basic structures first. So this is just like a basic video on how I was taught and learned how to draw eyes, nose and mouth. So I hope you enjoy and get your pencils ready for this class. Okay, so the first feature on the face that we're going to draw are eyes. So these are my favourite thing to draw on the face. I just love them. It's just got so much character. Whenever I'm drawing a person or painting someone, the eyes just really pop out. My favourite. So I'm going to teach you like a step-by-step simple sort of way of how you can get like the eye shape, and then you can shade it using the techniques that you used before. So the first thing that we're going to do to create our eye is draw a circle. And this is going to be the iris of the eye. Okay, don't worry about your lines being too like perfect or anything, because you can rub these out at the end, and it's going to be covered by shading anyway. Okay, so now we're going to do a curved line that goes through the circle, but just the top of the circle, not all the way through. I'll show that to you now. So yeah, just the top of the circle. Make sure you don't go too far that way, otherwise you'll have quite a long eye. And we want to have that sort of slant where it goes down like that. So mine's actually a little bit too long, so I'm just going to get the edge off that. And then once I have the rubber here, I'm just going to rub off the top of that circle. It's already sort of looking like an eye. Okay. So now I am going to create the watermark, so that's the bottom of the eye. This depends on like what eye you draw. If obviously it's looking up, then you're going to see more of the white part under here. If it's closed a little bit, then you won't see any of the watermark and it might be like really close. We're going to do it like in the middle-ish. So you can see a tiny little bit of the waterline there. So I'm just going to connect. I'm going to do another slanted line. Perfect. And I'm going to just connect those two up and create the little tear duct. Just like that. Then do another little circle in the middle of the iris, and this is going to be the pupil. Perfect. Now we're going to do that eyelid. So this is different for every person as well, because people have different eyelids. I'm just going to just make one up. So I'm going to do one like this. And that. Okay. Now we're going to do the waterline. So now we basically have everything for the feature of the eye. We've just got a bit of decorating to do, basically. Some shading and eyelashes. So I'm going to start shading the iris and the pupil. I'll do it real time as well for you, so I won't speed it up. I'll do just sort of a simple sort of way on how you know like the light and dark of the eye. So at the top of the iris, it's always quite dark. I'm just using like an ordinary pencil here as well, that everyone will have. So the top of the pupil is always dark. It's always got some shadow. So I always start with that, and I always start with the shadows when I'm doing the pupil. So I just go around the whole circle, just making it a lot darker and just adding that shadow. So there's always like a little reflection on the eye. Some people like to shade it and then rub it out. I like to leave it. I find that a little bit easier. So I'm just going to create a little line, and you can erase it afterwards as well, just for like an added pop, but I just leave it like that. And then I'm going to fill in the pupil. Okay, and then for this now, if you look like close up at an eye, it's got loads of lovely sort of lines and different colours, and it's so like, yeah, it's really cool. Have a little look. It looks like a little abstract painting when you go really close up. I'm just going to just do a couple of lines in and out, in and out, in and out. But if you would like to, or as a really good exercise, you go onto Google and go close up eye. If you just copy the lines and stuff, it's so therapeutic and it's so beautiful. So yeah, I'll definitely do this. This is just sort of a rush version from me. It still gets quite a good effect when it's far away. Cool. Okay, we've basically got almost finished. I've just got to do a couple more shading. I'm now just going to shade around the eye to make some darks, as we said before. For a sketch to stand out, is all about lights and darks and shadings and that sort of thing, and that's very important with an eye. So in a little tear duct here, it's usually quite dark on this side and then dark when it's coming towards the eye, and then there's always like a little bit of a lighter highlighty area. Now I'm just shading in the white part of the eye. Sorry if you can hear that. My neighbours are cutting down wood or something. It's a bit loud. Hopefully you won't be able to hear it. Okay. Okay, cool. Now I'm just going to do a tiny little bit of shading underneath the eye. Do like some of the eye bags and stuff. Just to sort of reiterate, this is a very basic eye shape. Every eye is sort of different, and so now I'm just going to do some eyelashes. Now I would say from everything that I've just done, the eyelashes are probably the hardest thing. They took me a long time to get good at. Yeah, they're a little bit complicated, but I'll show you like a more simpler way of doing it. Okay, I'm going to sharpen my pencil. It's really important to have like a really sharp pencil when you're doing eyelashes. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to start at the edge of the eye and just sort of bringing it up. So I'm not going to like line it. I'm going to just simply shade it up and down, up and down, up and down. So you get like a really nice fluttery eyelash sort of effect. This will just come with practice, especially practice of your shading skills and stuff. Okay, so the eyelashes are always longer at the end of the eye, and they always change. So in the middle here, they're still going sort of this way, but we want to sort of, obviously down here, they're going away from the eye, so they're going this way. So when you meet them together, they just sort of interlap each other. Okay, perfect. I'm now going to do the bottom eyelashes. These are a little bit different, so I always do a little dot and then just do like a little tiny curved line. Just a little dot and type and turn live, and then sometimes I put two together like that. Dot, curved line, and together like that. So yeah, obviously from the eyes that I usually do, this is quite a rushed sort of eye, but I'll just sort of speed up the rest of the process so it's not too much of a long video, so you can see what it sort of looks like at the end. Okay, so now I'm going to go into how to draw a nose. Start with a circle. I don't know why, but everything on the face usually starts with a circle. So that's quite cool. If you can draw a circle, you're sorted. And then two lines going up. Sort of curved lines. Try to curve them a little bit. Do two lines on either side, so little curved lines, and this is going to be the nostrils. And then another two curved lines on the side of those nostrils. See, we're turning into a nose already. And then I'm just going to sort of put where you're going to shade. So if you just carry this on, just do sort of a light carry on line, and this is another shadow that you have. And then another shadow is one at the bottom of the nose here. I'm just going to carry these lines down. And then do two here. So this is just going to be our like basic shape on how to shade it. I'm just going to quickly speed through the shading process, so you can sort of see how I shade it. The basic rule with noses, always have shadows and always have highlights, mainly in the specific places. So you always have shadows on the bridges of the nose, on the sides of the nose, obviously on the sides of the nostrils. All depends on the light, but this is usually where it is. At the bottom of the nose here, obviously down the bottom of the nostrils. The best way to probably do this and study and get better at drawing noses is Google. As I said before about the eye, just looking at faces, trying to draw them, using this basic sort of structure, and just doing the nose. But yeah, that being said, I'll just sort of speed through it so you can sort of see how I do it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to draw a mouth. So I'm just going to go straight in there. So I'm just going to go with a straight line first. But I'm just going to slightly curve it up at the edges. Cool. Then I'm going to get my rubber and I'm just going to rub the middle part of the line out and do like a semicircle, sort of very small semicircle, and connect that with the line. Cool. So now I'm going to do a vertical line just in the middle of the centre of the lips. And about this way, so in the middle of the line at the top, I'm just going to do a little curve. Just like that. I'm going to do the exact same. So around the end, it all depends because all lips are different. But I'm going to do maybe mine around here. So I'm going to do another little curve. Okay, so all you've got left to do now is just connect them. So I'm just going to curve that down, connect it to the line, do the exact same. This one. So obviously this is a very, very, very generic idea of lips. Not all lips look like this. This is just sort of a very basic idea. You can change it to whatever lips you do. Okay, so all that's left to do now is just do some shading. Okay, so this is the end of my very short little class. Obviously this is all like very basic and it's mainly about the shading, to be honest. The shading will make you know, the line work that you do and the basic sort of structure just so much better and just really pop. I feel as though if you're interested in this, if you found this really interesting and you want to learn a bit more on how to draw the face realistically. These aren't the most realistic sketches I've done. I did them from my brain, from what I remember and how I sort of started drawing. Go onto Google, go on to look at references and use the face proportions that you learnt in the last lesson, do a basic sort of face structure on that, and then copy their features on the face and see if you can make it look like that person. Yeah, I hope you had fun. I've been really enjoying doing these classes, and I can't believe they're nearly over. It's crazy. But yeah, I'd love to see your work, your lovely faces, and also obviously the children's videos and everything. It's been really great. So yeah, I hope you have a really lovely day and see you soon. Bye.